The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. I'm Antonio Perez, joined as always by Danny Cole, DC UPenn's finest, Chris Coulter, CB Coulter Boy. We have another great episode for you guys today. The in-season tournament is lit. We got to talk about it in NBA Weekly. Of course, we're going to do Summits and Plummets first. That's what we do. We're going to talk about NFL Week 13. The Niners look like a juggernaut. They just put the Eagles, they just gave the Eagles a big serving of some humble pie. Didn't taste too good either. And then we're going to talk Week 14. We got another NFC heavyweight fight with the Eagles and Cowboys. Got to talk about it. And then Hots and Locks Summit Savings. You know how it goes. Before we get into any of that, though, of course, like I said, we're going to be starting with Summits and Plummets. Or whoever would like to take it away.
You could consider this a plummet in your book, but I'm going to consider a summit in my book. I'm going to see the great Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New England Patriots. I think it's going to be a decent game. All the jokes on the internet, it's going to be the first 0-0 game ever in the NFL.
It will. If it rain, I'll tell you this. If it rains, it absolutely will.
Scoregami?
I don't
0-0.
Nah, that's definitely happened before. I would think, yeah.
I think it's probably happened, but all jokes aside, I think it's going to be like a 9-3 ball game.
Yeah, no, crazy. Or they shoot it out. I don't know, but yeah, yeah, low scoring.
I'll get into this a little later, but I think, dude, the Patriots have allowed the least points in the last 4 weeks in the NFL. 49. What?
And they're 0-4. And they haven't won a game. It's so unfair. Mind you, they haven't played any like groundbreaking offenses besides like LA, but like even LA is inconsistent. So yeah, no, I mean, no, that's the Summit, man. Whenever you can go watch your favorite team, man, it don't matter who's lining up at quarterback. It's gonna be fun. I watched Gardner Minshew play last year. I still had a blast, even though they lost and he threw the game-losing interception. When AJ Brown was trying to tell him we can't run that play, he still ran the play and he threw a pick six. But yeah. Nonetheless, no.
My plummet of the week, though, is they asked Najee. They said, Naj, what's your opinion on Mitch Trubisky's leadership? He said, fine, I guess. So, I don't think they got I don't think they believe in Mitch at all. I don't think they think Mitch is the guy. They signed Trace McSorley, who's probably up there watching Penn State in some bowl game in a few weeks, and he's probably just like, let me play some football. Trace McSorley is like Taylor Heineke. He's like Taylor Heineke, but worse, if that makes sense.
What are you even saying? Trace McSorley, Taylor Heineke, bare minimum NFL level quarterback. Trace McSorley,
he's not, dude.
Trace McSorley is closer to Zach Wilson than Taylor Heineke.
I'm a known Sean Clifford hater, and Sean Clifford is better than Trace McSorley.
Get out. No. We're not doing that. Nope. No. Both not NFL caliber. One of them beat Ohio State. So
I need all y'all in the comments. Comment down below. Trace McSorley.
This is Sean quite Clifford. Literally the definition of a mid-off. Like
it is. But
McSorley was better at Penn State. So
McSorley did have a better Penn State career. I'll give you that.
And Aller's going to be better than both. But, you know.
Drew Aller's so bad, too.
He's not bad. He's not bad at all. You just outed yourself. That's one. He clearly has, like, a tractor trailer on his back, not letting him throw, that being named James Franklin. He's not even giving him a shot. He's not even letting him throw the ball downfield. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this. He had a very bad game against Ohio State. That I can admit. He's better than Kyle McCord, though. I'll die on that hill that he's better than Kyle McCord.
Yeah, here's the thing. If Matt Canada wasn't banished out of the state of Pennsylvania, he'd probably be Penn State's offensive coordinator next year.
Yeah, I would just hope Aller would go into the portal at that point. But
no, Matt Canada is a phenomenal college OC. He just sucks in the NFL.
All right, maybe I'll let him cook then. Chris, what's the sums and the plums?
Well, my plummet is for myself from last week. I had the nerve to give Ime Udoka all his credit, and the next thing I see is him going up against glorious Ramon James. Are you serious? He's giving him hate, calling him words that cannot be said on this kid-friendly show. Are you joking me?
Very explicit, by the way.
I know that, but I don't want to say the words he said because it's gonna make me mad again.
He called my sugar glorious king bear, my overlord, a bitch.
That was sick, and I was so mad. But I will say this though, even though it is a plummet for me, because clearly I just didn't know. I wasn't familiar with Ime's game. I will say this: Ime does better with his hands in his pocket than Darvin Ham does. At least he talks. Darvin Ham puts his hands in the pocket, lets the game get out of hand, then doesn't call a timeout. So shout out to Ime for that. But that's my plummet. And my summit is that. No, I don't even have a summit. I have a double plummet. My plummet, I missed out on $10 into $1,000 because of injuries. I had a 6-leg anytime touchdown. Tank Dell gets hurt. Ramondre Stevenson gets hurt.
Damn.
So,
my bets from last week, I had a 5-leg all touchdown scorers. The only person I didn't hit was Thielen. That hurt, man. That hurt. Would have won $700. But Chris's bet hit, and I took that and I won. So we bounced back. So it doesn't matter.
Yes, and shout out to Tone for being smart. And a triple plummet. I didn't even play my own bet. Idiot. So
yeah, that's brutal. I will say though, you picked Taylor, and then I saw the news that Taylor is hurt and he's out for a couple weeks. So obviously he wasn't on there. But
nice.
But everything else hit. Kyler under, Ritter under. Oh, Ritter's under was could have saw that coming from a mile away. That's a great pick. So
Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris anytime touchdowns both smacking on Thursday. Be for real.
Okay, let's first get a Steelers touchdown. That's one
singular touchdown.
Let's get to one touchdown first, and then we can maybe discuss who that might be. If it's anybody, I would say Warren because he is the most big playability on the team.
Deontay Johnson scored a second touchdown this week.
Yeah,
celebration.
He did a touchdown down 2 scores with no time left. Sorry, doing a dance. Which
Yo,
like whatever. Like it didn't piss me off. I don't care.
When Mitch is on the field, Deontay's a different beast.
I think it's because Trubisky doesn't have small hands. That's what I think. Like you know how people say like Pickett or Bryce Young looks too small? Kenny Pickett looks like he doesn't fit his uniform. Like I don't know how to necessarily say it. Like he genuinely just looks like a kid. The baggy with the gloves, and maybe I'm being nitpicky. Maybe I'm being like Colin Coward, maybe. But like you just look like a kid. Same thing with Bryce Purdy. The only difference with Bryce Purdy is that he is like a
Brock.
I said Bryce Purdy. Oh my God. Brock Purdy. I'm still thinking of Bryce Young, but Brock Purdy, he looks like a kid, but he looks a little bit more competent because he doesn't have gloves and he's a little bit of gap between like his long sleeve and his wrist tape. So he looks like an NFL quarterback. And then with Bryce Young, not Brock Young or Bryce Purdy, Bryce Young, he'll do like the long sleeve sometimes, but never gloves though. Never gloves. And also he's just I'll die on the. He's still a very good quarterback, and he had the most time to throw. I think last week, I think he did very well. Maybe we could talk about Bryce a little bit later, but
before we get there weekly, I have something to ask.
I still have a summon and plummet, by the way.
You do. Kyler Murray is a top 12 quarterback. I heard people telling me he's not. I got into a 30-minute argument with people this week. Kyler Murray, and I'm going to turn this to a TikTok segment. Kyler Murray is an elite quarterback, and if you watch the NFL games, the Cardinals sucked before he came back from injury. They're in every single game that he's been in so far.
I hope you'll edit that because I'm not editing it for you, but
I am.
You won't. Anyway. Lord knows you won't. You won't even do something that's already pre-cut for you. So, anyway, Summit. I guess you say double Summit. I hit that bet. We're chilling. Eagles lost. Might as well not even have happened.
The Eagles play this week? I didn't know that.
No, it's another strange
I'm
phenomenon.
about to say, it's been games just going away all
It's just been moments in history. Just June 2011, June 2022, December, the first week of December in 2023. What is this strange phenomena?
wonky things happening.
What do we call this? But I guess
Debo, when he scored the touchdown on the screen, is this the dagger?
no, that was when Devontae Smith scored. Is this the Chris Paul hits a huge 3 to cut the lead to 42. All right. So to get out of here, Summit, all my quarterback agendas went awesome. Tua played well. Stroud played pretty decent, played pretty well, got the win. Hurts played okay, but Brock played good. Not as good as his stat line says, but Brock played good, and Jordan Love balled. And I'm happy about that. Did y'all know Jake Browning threw 91 touchdowns his senior year of high school?
I didn't know that. He's definitely better than Tim Boyle.
Yeah, that he threw like 7 touchdowns a game. He also had 5 rushing touchdowns. So he had 96 total touchdowns his senior year. Jake Browning. That's unreal.
You know what's unique? Him and Joe Burrow have the same initial, JB.
That's true.
I've never seen Jake Browning and Joe Burrow in the same room together.
I bet a lot of people have, considering there's this thing called the QB room. But no, I'm just
that might be true.
All right, well, we can get into NBA Weekly, and we got to start in-season tournament, which is clearly so far been an absolute masterclass. Chris, your Lakers play tonight. I don't think they're home, or they are home. They should be hosting because they won their group pretty handily. So we watched both games last night. Chris, we got to talk about this Celtics Pacers game. What were you seeing from Celtics Pacers game? The atmosphere, what you saw from both teams, what'd you like, what'd you dislike, whatever it may be.
Well, for one, I seen both of my fantasy superstars doing what fantasy superstars do. So thank you, Tyrese Halliburton and Jason Tatum, for a great night. I appreciate y'all. Well, Tatum, a little bit. We'll get to that later. But I did see what I was hoping for the in-season tournament, honestly. Just people caring. The players caring, the players going all out, and coaches making adjustments. It was, I can say it was like a championship game, but it was closest to it, as we'll get before they fighting for Larry O'Brien. So I was happy to see it. I think it was cool for the Pacers too to do well in the in-season tournament game, to have one of those national televised game. I think Shannon Sharp said it I think that was Halliburton's second TNT game.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep, Halliburton's second game ever on TNT, and I think there's national TV in general. Yeah,
so it's for the people who watch the sport and who are into stats, we look at those things. We know Tyrese Halliburton's a baller, so it's cool to see the world get a chance to see him, really show out. And first career triple-double, he really played really well, and I think it's a part of, his coming out party and showing how good a player can come back from after they play good in Team USA. Anthony Edwards, Halliburton, they're two shining examples. So I think it was good for the league, good for the fans of the league. I think it was just overall a really good game, really good atmosphere. And
I'll tell you what, Tatum had 32, 12, and 6 with 1 turnover or 2 turnovers that were, I guess, both must have been at the very end. Halliburton, 26, 10, 13, second career triple-double, 0 turnovers, shot 70% true shooting. Those two, I mean, everything you asked for. This is only the second game ever that the Celtics lost when Tatum and Browns both scored 30. A little bit of a Mickey Mouse 30 because they went on a semi-run at the end of the game. But what I get from, first of all, I kind of stepped out of my Celtics fan shell for a second. When Halliburton shot that 3, I saw Jaylen Brown run into him. I'm like, okay, I know that whistle's coming, but if this goes in, it went in. I went crazy. That is just, like you said, that is the definition of a coming out party. Just everything's falling. You got 19 points in the second half. You don't got a damn turnover with 13 assists. And here's the thing. On top of all that, Halliburton is taking the arguably best 2 perimeter defensive guards in the NBA and getting whatever he wanted. That's not too many guys are doing that. Not too many guys are getting what they want on Drew Holiday and Derek White and Jaylen Brown.
With a lag jump shot.
Yeah. And I remember at the All-Star, I was like, I questioned whether he could get his shots up in time. No, nobody shoots faster than him in the NBA. He gets that thing up because it's such a set jumper. He doesn't jump. He kind of just lets it go. You know
Sean Marion.
Basically, but Sean, at least Marion jumped with it at least. Like Halliburton just kind of just stands there and just lets it fly. And it goes in. And a lot of one thing I don't want to do, man. All right, Celtics fans have been some pretty big babies about this because I'm on Celtics Twitter. I see everything. I don't really agree with a lot of things they say. But like they're like, oh, y'all were Pacers fans, Pacers acting like this their championship. I'm like, dog, stop being corny. Like we want this to be fun. Is this not what we want? Do we not want regular season basketball to feel fun? How else could Adam Silver get Indiana on the first week of December jumping like that with the bench going crazy and Aaron Naismith having a Mickey Mouse game and half of the NBA fans don't even know like Tyrese Halliburton for real. They really don't. And this is the perfect way for people to find out and for people to find out about the Pacers in general. This is a very good team. I know like 2 or 3 days ago, Tyrese said, I'm tired of being a loser. Well, he did something about it. And he's going to the Final Four in the first ever NBA in-season tournament. I'm a big fan. Unfortunately for Danny, his team did not make it. So no word from him.
About my team, last Friday, Patrick Beverley dropped a career-high 26 points on the Boston Celtics, leading to an L because no Embiid and no Maxey. They're ducking the smoke. I know.
Did you know that Pat Bev played better? Pat Bev played better than Embiid in both Celtics games this year.
Game 7s, yep. Oh. Or he probably played.
Not game 7. The 2 games Embiid played so far this year, Pat Bev did better in game 3. So,
did you know that Pat Bev is an elite playmaker whenever he plays the Celtics? I don't know why.
Well, when you got good defensive guards on you, you got to pass the ball. So, and the Celtics be trolling. So, but I don't know. I don't know what team is the biggest troll in the NBA. But I think the Celtics are up.
Dude, it's got to be the Suns.
I think the Suns are never healthy, so that's not really their fault. I don't think they're trolls, but Lakers are trolls. Celtics are trolls. Miami's the biggest troll. Let me stop lying. They're like quite literally a troll. Like they scraped into the playoffs by the skin of their teeth and made the NBA Finals. So, yeah, they're elite trolls.
The Spurs are definitely some trolls too.
Spurs aren't. They're trolls in the point like they're trying to be bad and they're succeeding at it. Jeremy Sohan at point guard. We have 2024 in
the great year. In
26 days. 26 days. We'll be in the big 2024. And we have Jeremy Sohan running point.
It's Magic Johnson, current day.
We got Magic. Trey Jones Trey Jones is starting point guard in this league, man. I'm sick of this. We need more love for the Sheriff, man.
Derek White.
I don't have anything else to say on the in-season tournament, man. This shit's awesome. I can't wait to watch the games. Who's home between Bucks? Please. Oh, it's in Milwaukee. I wish it was in the Garden. If it was in Madison Square Garden, my God. But at least the Lakers host their game. That's going to be fun. I hope KD is playing. Nope. Booker and KD are playing. We get a Booker. LeBron's questionable with a calf. But it's the in-season tournament. My boy's playing.
Chris, I need your thoughts. You've been silent way too long.
He was talking about the in-season tournament. He's the first person to talk about it.
My thoughts on the Lakers Suns. I'm terrified what's about to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I literally don't know. Like that's the reason why I'm scared. I don't know. The Suns are such a weird team, especially like they're just weird. Nurkic is such a great rebounder and passer that he's pseudo point center for them, and I think that works perfect for them, even though with Book handling the ball. So I want to see, but we do have Vando tonight, and I'm excited for that because I think that's one of the better defenders you can throw on Kevin Durant. Not that there is a person that can guard him, but it's good that we have an option.
I got some bad news for you, man. Anthony Davis is coming off 3 good games in a row.
Oh, you see why I didn't mention him? I didn't mention him. I didn't mention him at all. I see a great defensive game.
He due for a stinky game.
He's going to rebound and defend really well tonight, but he won't be able to score. Remember, I told you.
Hold on. Look at this rebounding run. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. 14, 14, 16, 11, 13, 13, 16. That's a crazy rebounding run by AD. And then last game, he got 5 blocks. Scoring run's been pretty good the last 3, but against teams that don't have a center, that's going to stop him, obviously.
Y'all want a crazy lock of the week for NBA plays? Embiid 45 and 15 against the Wizards tomorrow night.
The reason I will disagree, he won't be in that much. Unless you think he getting 45 and 15 in 3 quarters, I think he could do it. But
he did it last time.
I wouldn't bet on it. But I'm betting on the game. But all right. Well, we can move on to week 13, and we can get it out the way that the Eagles got the absolute crap kicked out of them. I posted this on my Snapchat story too, because I'm playing around with new gen stats. The Eagles linebackers are a mess in every way, shape, and form, and it has to go with the defensive system as well. Starting with Deebo Samuels. Deebo Samuel, 4 catches, 116 yards, 115 of those yards after catch. So if you saw that Eagles game, it was like, they're not tackling very well, because it's true. George Kittle was getting 7 yards of cushion, like per route run. Like when they lined up, they were 7 yards off of George Kittle. And then he was averaging like 12 yards of separation per route run. That's diabolical, man. Like that's embarrassing. Like that these Eagles linebackers, and here's the thing, Shaquille Leonard is not going to be the difference maker there. He's not a coverage linebacker. And to be quite frank, he's not as good as the run defender he used to be. However, he's a better tackler than anything we had. He's not the game changer, but he helps. But as for the Niners, they're unfair. Like, they're so unfair. They can pick you apart however which way they want. As they've seen, you can get the ball out to Deebo Samuel, get him in space. Brandon Ayuk is open all the time. He just spawns open. George Kittle, always open. Even if he's not, he can make the catches in traffic. What'd you say?
I think Ayuk didn't really do much against the Eagles.
He caught 2 of the biggest, like, third down conversions of the game.
I was about to get there. Aside from those big conversions. Both
on Slay. So he had an impactful game, I'll say. Brock Purdy, when he's comfy, man, he's good. So, that's a lot of quarterbacks, but on a whole nother level, when he's comfy, all he asks is that he gets it to the playmakers. They do the rest. Christian McCaffrey had 1 negative run yesterday. 1. Or 2 days ago. He had 1 negative run. Christian McCaffrey was breaking an insane amount of tackles. And in the receiving game, he was even worse. You get him lined up with these Eagles linebackers, it was food, man. And I think that's kind of where the difference was made. When we were doing the tail of the tape, I don't think I lied anywhere. I mean, the Niners trenches definitely won, but Danny called void on the defensive line. I thought the offensive line was close, but that linebacker gap is ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. Like, Fred Warner erases the run game. The Eagles linebackers let the run game accelerate and then let the pass game accelerate. Because I remember one specifically, Christian McCaffrey. Usually an option route is this way or that way. He went that way, and then he just ran by him. And then him and Purdy being on that same page, the chemistry that whole team has, it's ridiculous, man. I hope the Eagles can learn from this and maybe challenge them better in the playoffs. I hope the Cowboys can learn from their last game against the Niners and build off it, maybe take them down in the playoffs. But as of right now, the 49ers are, in my opinion, far and away Super Bowl favorites. Danny, what did you see from the game on Sunday?
Now, you said pretty much everything that I wanted to say. One thing I really wanted to hit home on, I think everyone's going to talk about this game. I have 5 quarterbacks, and I want to see where you think Purdy lies among these quarterbacks.
Let's do it. Like, are you gonna list these 5 quarterbacks and then we rank them, or you're just gonna say Purdy or this guy?
Purdy or this guy?
All right, let's do it.
Purdy or Cousins?
Purdy. Ooh, no. I'm sorry. That was too fast. Cousins. I apologize. Cousins.
Everyone Cousins too.
Purdy or Dak?
Dak.
No, I'm going. Purdy.
I don't know who you're going.
No, I'm going Purdy. I hate Dak. No, I'm just kidding. I take it back. On my hater side, I have to give the edge to Dak. I do. I give the edge to Dak for real.
Yeah, I'll go Dak. Dak is arguably the league MVP right now. Hey, in some sites he's the betting favorite, but he's been awesome. So I'll go Dak.
Purdy or Matthew Stafford?
Oh, Purdy. Matthew Stafford.
Purdy, 1,000%.
Go Purdy. I'll go Stafford. And the Rams sneaky. The Rams have been sneaky, and we'll talk about them in a second.
Purdy or Geno?
Purdy. If we're referring to this season, I'll definitely go Purdy. Yeah, Geno has been a little bit more so.
He's different.
I mean, he had a good last game, but I mean, I think Purdy's been very good with taking care of the ball, and it's not. I mean, he is a better team, but it's not like Geno also got the playmakers. So, but I'll go Purdy.
My last 2 are Purdy or Goff.
I give Jared Goff a lot of shit. I'll go Purdy.
Brock Purdy, Jared Goff sucks.
Yeah, I'll go Brock. I like Brock a little bit better making plays with his feet. Not that he has to do it often, but I think he's a little bit better under pressure than Goff. Physical pressure, not like game on the line or whatever. Because we've never seen Purdy have to do that. But yeah.
And Brock Purdy, I know how we feel about Stroud, so I'm not going to ask Stroud. I could have got a little frisky there.
Yeah, you would have got Brock the fastest Purdy, Stroud of your life.
I know. Brock Purdy or Jordan Love?
Brock Purdy, but Jordan Love is my guy. He's my guy. I like him a lot. I'll go Purdy, though. I want to see a little more from Jordan Love. I'll go Purdy, though. So what do I have? I have Cousins, Dak, Stafford over Purdy, but I have Purdy better than Geno and Jordan Love.
Yeah, which I think.
Oh, and Goff. And I have Purdy over Goff.
I think it puts him around ranked 14 in the NFL. I mean, he's definitely a top half of the league.
Sounds right to me. That sounds right to me.
I don't think he's better than any of those guys that you said like.
Let me ask y'all one. Let me ask y'all one. Y'all got Brock, and I hope y'all have the same answer as me. Brock or Tua?
Tua. Not a doubt. I'm taking Tua every day of the week.
Yeah. Okay, good. I have Tua as well. So, yeah, that was good. Yeah, I mean,
I think the narrative behind Tua Tagovailoa was absurdly wild. I saw a video today. NFL commentators were saying that Tua Tagovailoa was not able to use Tyreek Hill when he first got traded there. They said that he was small, frail-bodied, and not going to be able to use Tyreek Hill. And the fact that is said on national television, and Tua is a MVP candidate right now, just proves how far he's come.
Yeah, and here's one thing I'll say about Tua, man. When he was at Alabama, he almost, I don't know what it is. He just looks like a different player. I don't know what it, like Alabama, we're talking about this is the best quarterback that's ever played for Alabama. This is the best iteration of Alabama ever because he's a quarterback. I actually, if you go back, I think I probably deleted the video, but I used to vouch for like, oh, Tua probably still is better than Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow had that historic season and Tua got hurt. So you know how that ended. And that's why one went number 1 and one went number 5. I don't feel that way now. I'm not counting it out either that Tua can be better than Burrow in the future, but like Tua is the only person that could throw a 60-yard touchdown and it gets, oh, he underthrew it, or Tyreek had to track it well. I'm like, come on, like Tyreek had to track Mahomes' passes too. Like when you kind of have a guy like Tyreek, you can just throw it to open area and Tyreek will beat anybody to the ball. So like they're so nitpicky with it. Like Tua has been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this year. Probably won't get the MVP like Tyreek was vouching for on Sunday. I think Tyreek probably has a better chance to win it, and that's not that's not trying to put Tua down. Like Tyreek, if Tyreek is the first receiver ever with 2,000 yards, hand him the award, and he'd be the first receiver to ever win MVP, which is also blasphemous. The fact that Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, neither ever have an MVP.
Calvin Johnson doesn't have an MVP.
Calvin Johnson doesn't have an MVP. One, because that team's never been. I'll say this: the year he broke the record. Oh, never mind. The year he broke the record, Adrian Peterson also got 2,000 yards rushing and pulled the Vikings into the playoffs. I think AP was probably going to get it regardless.
Another A could have won MVP. AB has probably the best peak of all time.
2015 or 2016?
One of them. When he had 18 touchdowns, 1,800 yards.
I think that was the same year CMT was pretty good. Yeah.
He has one of the best peaks of all time. Right now, unfortunately, his brain is at the worst trough of all time. His brain is just not working. If you go on his Twitter,
he's an elite Twitter follower.
Funniest Twitter account right now. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, man. He's on that Warriors KD-esque run, like on Twitter.
It's up there, dude. Like I've never seen someone tweet some of the stuff that he's tweeted.
Yeah, he's great.
He might get banned soon, dude. He's like the Kanye West when Kanye was about to get banned.
He's been hanging with Kanye, and he said, direct quote, "I told my girl to buy me a PlayStation or I'm gonna go play with my Xbox." He definitely just said that a couple hours ago.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
He said Xbox.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Unfortunately. But there a couple
Drake
more things we'll talk about
soon.
From week 13. I mean, the Rams get a pretty big win over the Browns. Pretty handily win. Hopefully Puka is okay. I haven't heard much about him. I don't know if it was just what was that?
I heard he's suiting up. It's an AC joint sprain, minor.
Okay. Because like when you see somebody like really hold their arm like that, it's usually for the worst. But luckily he's okay. He had like 4 catches, 100-some yards. Obviously the one was that big touchdown that he broke away on. But I mean, Stafford played really well, and Stafford's been doing a really good job distributing the ball. I mean, Kyron Williams has been a very pleasant surprise. He's very good off the running, just off the tackle. He's been doing pretty well. That's what the next gen stats say. I mean, as for other games, Colts are 7-5. They're in the thick of the playoff hunt. I mean, Seahawks Cowboys was a phenomenal game. I mean, it was a great game. Best Thursday night game all year. Not even close. But I want to get to if we want to talk about the Monday night game, because Chris was right. He said this could be a trap game. Now, you can't foresee Trevor Lawrence getting hurt and not being able to, lead a game-winning drive. But, I mean, Jake Browning came to play. And I don't think anyone saw that coming, per se.
Chris did for whatever reason. I don't know.
I don't know. Chris said he saw an upset, but I don't know if he saw Jake Browning being a legend.
Then he just told y'all what I thought. See, he told y'all.
We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
I actually had no clue. No clue.
Here, last game we'll really dive into while we're here. Chiefs Packers, because me and Danny want to talk about the fact Packers are running the table.
Certainly
Lions are going to choke. Packers are running the table, winning the division at 11-6. I mean,
they can't win I don't think they can win the division 11-6. I think because they split with the Lions and the Packers already scheduled. I think the Lions have the tiebreak over them. I know, but I think the Lions have some sort of tiebreak over them because I did an NFL simulation when they were both 11-6, and the Lions had the tiebreak over somehow, which is unfortunate.
We'll see. Watch when the Vikings win both those games, and the Packers also have the Lions have a 3-3 divisional record. Watch this, man. But anyway, did y'all know Jordan Love has the most games of 3 touchdown passes, no picks this far? So far in the season?
Yes, he does.
The last couple of games, they have really, really hit their stride. Like, as a team, guys are starting to pick up the playbook. Christian Watson is getting used in the correct way. They're, letting him be an athlete. Of course, y'all know me. I love Jordan Reed. He's been really good.
Yeah, Jaden Reed's cooking.
AJ Dillon looks like he had a pretty solid game. Only 4 yards a carry, but I mean, hey, we got more than 70 rushing yards. Patrick Taylor Jr. Whoa.
He's so bad. He's so bad. Oh my God, dude. AJ Dillon, dude.
He had an okay game, but yeah.
If you watch the game, he just doesn't move me.
Yeah, no. I definitely agree. And I think they're missing Aaron
He's
Jones.
like LeGarrette Blunt. But
respect Blunt, man.
Dude, he's like AJ Dillon's unusable outside of the red zone.
Fair. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't a play too big that Jordan Love couldn't make all night, especially that big fourth and one where he just hummed the ball up and Romeo Doubs came down with it. Again, like I said, Christian Watson, 7 catches, 71 yards. He was getting utilized, got 2 touchdowns. Dontavian Wicks is awesome. Tucker Kraft is awesome. I just like these are all young guys and they're going to grow together. Pray for that GM when they got to figure out how to pay all them. But
Malik Heath is the best receiver on the team, though.
Malik Heath, 1 catch, 15 yards. But yeah, he got involved. He got involved, man, for sure. Luke Van Ness had a sack. I don't know. The Packers, I think they probably won't win the division like Danny said. I think they can run a majority of this table and get into the playoffs. And Jordan Love can buy himself another year, which I think he'll already get one, but he'll buy himself another year. And then now we're probably looking at 5 franchise quarterbacks from the 2020 class with Burrow, Tua, Herbert, Hurts, and now Love joining the fold.
Yeah. How do you feel about Brock Bowers joining the Packers?
How many tight ends do they need? Musgrave, Kraft, Bowers.
It's happening. You know what's happening, man.
Packers drafting Malik Neighbors, trust.
And they're going to pick up Zach Ertz off the streets. They're going to have a 4 tight end set.
Ertz might just walk away into this. Ertz might legit walk into the sunset, not sign with a team, just retire.
Boy, he better pick up that phone. But here, we can move on to week 14. Danny, since you're going to be at the game, let's talk about the game on Thursday night.
Let's go to keep this short and sweet. Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New England Patriots. It might be Boston Bruin versus Pittsburgh Penguins game because the score is going to end 3-0.
We're going to have power play. We're going to have shootouts.
Last week, the no touchdown scored in a game hit in the Patriots game. It legit might hit again. This is the worst quarterback play. The Patriots lost their best player on offense to Ramondre Stevenson. Zeke Elliott is a starting running back in the year of 2023, maybe 2024.
2024 is right there, and Big Zeke is he's going to be a starting running back in this league.
And I will say the Steelers have an edge on offense. It's slight, but they definitely have an edge. They have better skills. They're figuring out what to do with the skills still, but they definitely have better offense. And if I think calling their defense is a wash is fair enough. TJ Watt is unreal, like Chris always says. I think the Steelers should be favored by a lot of points.
A lot of points?
Yeah, I think this will be our first.
How many?
This will be our first like solid 10-point win of the year.
10-point win? You know you have to score 10 points first.
Yeah, the Patriots are scoring 0.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with your offense?
We're scoring 11. We're scoring.
Y'all
11.
are favored. Y'all are favored by 6. I'll give you that. 9-3. Yep. I'll give you that.
I'll take that bet 100%.
9-3. I might put that bet in for exact score. See how much I can cash out.
Oh yeah.
No. You should cash out like 11-4.
11-4. Ooh. Field goal, 1 point safety. Yeah, this game's a mess, man. How about we let's talk about some actual football games instead.
Yeah, that game's not real. So we're not going to talk about the
There's
Texans.
2 Monday night games, and they both stink.
I think they put them on Monday because they don't want them to be on the actual Sunday slate.
And they both start at the same time. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I realized.
Oh,
the Dolphins
Jesus,
are okay. Let's just get them out of the way. The Dolphins are going to dog walk the Titans, and the Giants are going to get absolutely shellacked by Jordan Love in New York.
We love that.
Let's talk about the game of the week, America's game of the week on Sunday Night Football. Eagles versus Cowboys.
Technically, the America's game of the week does not happen in prime time. Actually,
I know.
it happens in the 4 o'clock window. Actually,
yeah, I know.
It happens in the 4 o'clock window. Yeah, go ahead.
Dak Prescott versus Jalen Hurts for all the marbles this time, but it's not for the 1 seed.
Marbles. It's not for all the marbles.
It's for all the marbles in the NFC East.
Not really.
Not really, but I mean,
the Eagles can lose and still win the division.
I agree. I mean, it's possible. I'm saying it's for all the marbles in the NFC.
Probable.
It's for all the marbles in the NFC because the Eagles should not want to lose this game, and then because they lose the 1 seed probably if the Niners win out, which. I don't. After watching the Niners, I don't know who's stopping them at this point.
The only I could see. So I know I've seen this happen to the Eagles before. 2008, they dog walked the Cardinals in the regular season. In the playoffs, they had to go to Arizona. Kurt Warner sent their ass home in the NFC Championship game. Mind you, they won that first game by like 20-some points, and then they lost that playoff game by like 5. So, see it happen before. I think the Eagles can make the correct adjustments. But yeah, as of right now, no, the Niners are untouchable. But
it all comes down to Darius Slay. Who are you? Find out who you are. You're going to be on Twitter chirping Seth Joyner saying that you need to know how to tackle. Darius Slay. It's not even about tackling. It's about coverage.
Here's what I'll say. He had a pretty good game last week. Coverage-wise last week, I think he did pretty well. He led up to pretty good catches to Ayuk, but I mean, hey, Ayuk's a very special player. I think he's going to be one of the best receivers in the NFL for many years. Here's what, like you said, back to this, actually about this Cowboys-Eagles game. Last time they played, the Eagles got away by the skin of their teeth with having Eli Ricks playing CeeDee Lamb for majority of the game. Whenever I see Eli Ricks get cooked, I'm not even mad at you, son. You're an undrafted free agent, man. You are out there. Congrats for being on the field. But when CeeDee Lamb lines up on Sunday, Darius Slay has to take that personally. I don't care what Desai is drawing up. Darius Slay needs to follow him. The last couple of games he's been following, I want to see him follow CeeDee Lamb. If he can't, it's either him or Bradbury on him at all times. Bradbury actually also had a pretty good game last week. So
he put up a donut, which is all.
And that's a good thing. That's a good thing when you a corner. When you put up a donut as a corner, that's a good thing. The only time where it's okay to put up a donut. But those two, them two specifically have found their rhythm last week. They need to find it again against what's arguably been a top 5 receiver in this league, definitely a top 3 receiver this season in CeeDee Lamb. Will they stop him? Not all the time, but you got to make it hard on him. You got to give him everything you got every single play. Because here's what I trust. If Slay's on Lamb, I trust Bradbury on Cooks. He's a little bit fast, but that's what you got the safety help for, and Cooks isn't at least what he used to be. He's still very good on my fantasy team.
He's scared. He's scared of the Eagles, though. He's still scared of Malcolm Jenkins back there.
Malcolm Jenkins ghost. And then Michael Gallup is a complete non-factor where I think the Cowboys can really take advantage of the Eagles this time around, those tight end seams. I don't think anybody throws a better tight end seam than Dak Prescott. I don't think anybody loves it more than Dak Prescott. And
I don't know, man.
Tight ends. Jake Ferguson, who has been a dog and is officially one of my favorite players, he's going to take advantage of Leonard, of Cunningham if he's back, Morrow, and even Kevin Byard and Reed Blankenship. I mean, Jake Ferguson is a hard one-on-one cover, especially deep down the middle of the field where Dak loves to go. So I could see the Cowboys winning that way because if the Eagles try to get CeeDee Lamb out of this game by having Slay travel and have Bradbury travel with them, I could see Jake Ferguson. I can see Shoemaker winning this. It's Shoemaker, right? Yeah, I can see Schoonmaker. I can see Ferguson helping the Cowboys offense win this game. I think the Eagles' run defense will bounce back. So again, we're going to be back to a game where it's on the pressure of Dak's arm to defend home turf and get a win against the Eagles. At least get the split.
This game's gonna be all you can ask for on a Sunday night. I have one thing to say.
Big for MVP talks as well.
On these tight end talks, there's one tight end that I really have come to appreciate over these last couple weeks, and I think he's a top 10 tight end. It's Trey McBride of the Cardinals. I need to hear your guys' thoughts on this.
Yeah. No. I mean, we could talk about him for a little bit just because we're talking about tight ends, but no, he's been really good, and it was the correct move to move on from Ertz. Just give the floor to McBride. He's very athletic. I thought he had a touchdown against the Steelers. They called it back. Whatever. But
wait, he did. The next play, he scored a touchdown.
Well, you see, ball don't lie. So, he's pretty good. He's no Sam Laporta, but Sam Laporta has been awesome. So I mean, yeah, he's been really good. But
I think someone told me this the other day. They said, "Why are all the great tight ends white?" I don't know why.
Kellen Winslow and
no. They're saying currently in the NFL.
Yeah. Currently in the NFL. Man, I got nothing for you, man.
The first top 4 are probably white for sure. Yeah,
I would say. I mean, I can say Darren Waller, but he's not healthy. So, yeah.
Even healthy, would you put him over any of those 3?
No.
And exactly. And Sam Laporta's on his way. Give him another year. He's on his way.
Yo, you forget about Hawkinson. And Goddard and
Freiermuth. Yo, you're shameless as hell.
I like that. I like that.
Freiermuth. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, well, I will say this though. Show some respect to Isaiah Likely. Trust.
Isaiah Likely's him.
Soon.
Njoku's good.
Oh yeah, he's solid.
Njoku's good. He got a little bit of a drop problem, but he's very athletic though. He's very athletic and he makes he can make plays.
Kyle Pitts. He has
Kyle Pitts might not be top 20.
He could be the one, dog. I'm telling you, he could be the one.
But no, he's not.
Kyle Pitts legit might not be top 20.
Oof.
Screw you.
He is getting out-snapped by Jonnu Smith.
Because Arthur Smith is as worse as the man from 1945.
Check and see if there's some kin. Arthur, Jonnu, ring a bell. Maybe they're cousins. Maybe he's doing a family favor.
I don't know if you've seen this.
He got dirt on his mama.
The big Jimmy Graham scored a touchdown last week in the year of 2020.
Jimmy Graham.
That's crazy.
New Orleans Saints touchdown. If you put on the binoculars, you could see the big 2024 is right ahead. And Jimmy Graham is baking you on the goal line. The Lions. Bam, let's go right into the Lions. Who do the Lions play? They play
the Bears. They're getting cooked. They almost lost the last time they played the Bears. I actually talked to a Bears fan, and he was like, we had the Lions beat to a thread. Like, we had the Lions cooked.
Let's talk about it. The last couple of games, or last month, maybe all season, this Lions defense is so bad. It is so bad. And the thing is, the Bears offense is capable of putting up points. And I think they could do it. Because Justin Fields is quite frankly auditioning for his life. And I would say it's more likely than not he's not in Chicago this year. Are you telling me the Bears can't put up points?
They put up 13, 17, 16, 26, and 12. That's not much more than the Steelers.
They put up 26 last time they played Detroit. So that's one instance of
against Detroit.
And they're playing Detroit. That's what we're fucking talking about.
Detroit's just the only team you can score on. Like, remember last year they were playing Seattle and the final score was like 45-42.
Example of they're capable of putting up points. They put up 40 earlier this year on Washington. They put up 28 on Denver. They're capable of putting up points. I'm not saying they're a high-flying offense. I'm saying they're capable of putting up points when you got a bad defense in front of them. Detroit happens to be a bad defense. If I had an upset this week, I think I would go with Justin Field and the Bears over this Lions horrible defense.
You do have an upset. It's called a hot.
We'll get no. That's not going to be my because I'm putting my reputation on the line. I'm not putting my reputation on Justin Fields. But no, I mean, I could see an upset happening here. I truly do. I think that the Bears are capable of putting up points. They're a little inconsistent, but when you got a defense as bad as the Lions in front of them, I think they can make something happen.
Yep. And at some point, the Bears will free Roschon Johnson. He didn't get love because he's behind Bijan Robinson. Roschon Johnson's a beast. And I want to say this. Justin Fields, he hasn't been looking terrible. I tell you that. He has not looked terrible. And that is a step up. He looks okay.
Yeah, definitely a step up. Yeah.
And like y'all know, I had ridiculous hopes for Justin Fields this year. He had an injury, but even before the injury, it wasn't looking like the Cam Newton season. I still got faith in Justin Fields because, I mean, I think he's just an elite athlete, and he has elite arm talent, in my opinion. Now, decision-making, all of the things that should be there, they're a little off, and I'm 100% with you. But I think with an athlete like that, you got to give him as much as you can. At least let the 5-year deal run out and see what happens. Give him one more year with, hopefully, if they don't pick a quarterback, I'd go Marvin Harrison Jr. Give him another weapon with DJ Moore, and then you'll give him a lineman or something, or an edge rusher for your defense, whatever case may be. But I think I want Fields to get another chance because, like I said, an athlete like that with the arm talent like that, I think he has a chance.
I like that. I really like that
Justin
a lot.
Fields. Yeah, Justin Fields last game. I mean, he wasn't really putting the ball downfield like that. He's not turning the ball over. And I think that's not gonna win him his job over Caleb Williams. That's not gonna keep him from getting replaced by Caleb Williams. It's gonna keep other teams interested though. Hey, you can't turn the ball over. You do have big playability. You do got a strong arm. There's a guy in Atlanta who likes to get real creative, got weapons down there, like Chris has been saying. So Justin Fields, I don't think so much at this point he is auditioning to keep his job. I think he's auditioning for another team because the Panthers are probably gonna have number 1 overall pick, which is gonna go to the Bears. Justin Fields, I love him to death, man. He's not. Caleb Williams is number 1 overall pick. So there's that.
One last game I'd like to talk about this week is the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City
Chiefs.
It's a big rivalry since the 13 seconds left on the clock game. And I think both teams are kind of playing for their playoff lives. The Chiefs are 8-4. They lose, they drop to 8-5. What are the Chiefs if they lose to the Bills? They have to find an identity. The receivers have not been playing well. Kelsey's been kind of held to this weird in between. He's not dominating, but he's playing okay. And they just don't have a second option. That's they're allowed to double Kelsey, and Kelsey can't do anything when he's doubled because he's 34 years old. He's getting up there. And I'm not saying Kelsey's bad. Kelsey's still an elite tight end. He's one of the greats. He's one of the best in the league still. But you can't double a tight end and then have no production come anywhere else and still be a great team. And the Packers did that, and we saw what they did. They won. It was a good game. Mahomes is still Mahomes. There was plays. I think it was PI down the stretch on MVS. That was brutal. But nonetheless, the Packers came out with the win. The Buffalo Bills are a better team than their record says.
Absolutely. That's not a 6-6 football team, man. 1, because injuries, and then 2, they just losing some close games, man.
Well, they got 3 losses they could be capable of.
I'd much rather be the Bills right now if I'm the Steelers than be the Steelers.
Yeah, because that's a 6-6 team that can duke it out with anybody. The Steelers are 7-4?
7-5. We lost
7-4, 7-5. And you kind of know their ceiling, But with the Bills, you have Josh Allen, you have Stephon Diggs, you can make anything happen. I would agree with that one. Here's what I'll say about the Chiefs' weapons, though. Rashee Rice is starting to get into a rhythm. Last 2 games,
I told you that. He's very
Danny
good.
Danny was one of the only advocates for Rashee Rice that I know of. But look, last 2 games, he's got 8 catches in each of them. And I think this is what a lot of people were starting to talk about with these receivers. They can't get going unless you get them going. I think when you have so many guys who aren't wide receiver ones, people are maybe even Mahomes was okay, maybe I'm just going to start dishing it to everybody. I'm going to get everybody involved. I think he more so had to all right, I'm out of these guys, I will unfortunately have to make one of them the wide receiver 1. I think he's slowly starting to turn to Rashee Rice, who has been reliable. He had 64 yards on 8 catches last game. game before that against the Raiders, who have pleasantly, pretty good secondary, pretty good pass defense overall. 8 catches, 107 yards to the touchdown. He's starting to find his groove. I think Mahomes can build off of Rashee Rice, start feeding him. Kelsey is going to get into a groove. He is, arguably one of the best playoff performers in the NFL. And, the weather's getting cold. You're playing against the Bills. This might as well be a playoff game. The Bills are fighting for their playoff lives. You get the 7 losses, you're kind of cooked. You might be cooked in the AFC if you got 7 losses. So Bills can't afford it. Chiefs don't really want to go to 8-5 because all your 1 seed hopes are cooked. But I mean, you might as well have a bye because you get the Steelers in the first round. You know how that's going. But like we talked about earlier, no. I look forward to that game as well. Yeah.
Before we move on to our next segment,
any other game?
No more games, but I would like to recognize from last week, week 13. At one point in the Jaguars versus Bengals game, Jamar Chase had 5 catches for 12 yards.
That's him and Tyler Boyd yesterday combined for 1 for 2 passing, -7 yards and a pick. Tyler, that's the thing, man. Like, you can live with your quarterback throwing a pick, whatever. You can't live with your wide receiver throwing a pick to Josh Allen. Like, that's so horrible. It's so bad.
It's supposed to be Josh Allen throws to Tyler Boyd, not Tyler Boyd throws it to
Josh Allen, the defensive end. That's real brutal, man. But if we want, we can move on to hots and locks. I'm not going to make my hot lock Bears over Lions because it's way too scary. So, bam. All right, my hot take this week is going to be the Panthers go into New Orleans and beat the disgruntled Saints. The Saints always feel like an easy team to pick on for some reason for me. The Panthers aren't good at all, but I don't like this Saints team at all. I don't think they're really that good. They're better than the Panthers, but I think the Panthers can get their number this week. Disgruntled, not good vibes. Just not good vibes around the locker room. And then my lock is going to be San Fran over Seattle. Again, for the reason that Seattle just does not match up with these upper echelon teams that well, besides Philly, because anybody can take advantage of that defense. But yeah, the Niners are just going to replicate what they did the first time around. Just get pressure on Geno, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's my hot and lock.
Chris, if you need to find yours still, I can cook mine up. I got 2.
Go ahead, Danny.
Yeah, go ahead, Danny.
Yeah, my lock of the week is the Pittsburgh Steelers over New England Patriots. Patriots are an unserious football team. They're trying to lose. They're trying to get Drake Mayer, Caleb Williams. They're trying their best. It might not work, but the Panthers have reason to try to fuck the Bears over. The Patriots have no reason to want to win. So I'm locking the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's certainly a lock, man. That's a lock for sure. And then the hot take? It could be Steelers again.
It could be one of the hot takes. My hot take, it's going to sound crazy. The Bengals go and beat the Colts. I know I've been hating on the Bengals all year, but Jake Browning, you have something to prove.
He looks comfy. Yeah. He looks comfy.
Beat the Colts. I think Zach Taylor almost runs a different offense when Browning's out there.
You kind of have to.
They got back to that 2021 Joe Burrow Bengals offense where they're relying on mixing a little bit. They're just throwing fades to Chase and Higgins and just saying go be athletes. And basically, I feel like they've gotten away from that because they know Burrow is so good. They're trying to script up all these plays. Browning just drops back, puts it out there for Chase, and he's the best receiver on the field. He's the best athlete on the field, so he makes plays.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And Chris,
you can lock Justin Fields and the Bears over the Lions. Lock it in.
A lock for that is
lock it in. Ooh. Justin Fields has let me down all season. Is he going to do it again? Probably so. But why is it not?
We're locking the Bears.
Locking it. Wow. Locking it. Now watch it happen. And then my hot of the week is that the Seahawks beat the 49ers.
Okay, so you're going against my lock. Fair.
Yeah. Somebody's got to win. Man, and I don't know. I think the 49ers have played so good against Cowboys, against the Eagles. This would be a game they lose. Like, Seahawks aren't terrible. Solid enough.
Riding the high trap game type thing.
Yeah.
And it's the divisional game. It's the divisional game. You know, nothing's given, but
that's my hot.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can move on to Summit Savings. I guess I can go first. I kind of have mine up. I'm going to do the same thing I did last week. All the 4 o'clock slate, all touchdown scores. We got 4 games. Vikings versus Raiders. I'm going to take Justin Jefferson in that one to score. If he is back, I'm pretty sure they waited till after the bye week to bring him back. I think he'll be back. I think he's not going to miss a step. He's the best receiver in the game. In the Seahawks-Niners game, I'd be a fool not to take Christian McCaffrey for a touchdown. I'm also going to take DK for a touchdown. I think he's going to come into this game with a much better mindset than he did in the first game around. He also had 3 in the Cowboys game. I think, he's got the hot hand. So I'll take CMC and DK to score in those games. Bills-Chiefs. I'm going to take Stephon Diggs. I don't think he's let me down all year when I take him for an anytime score. And I'm not going to take anybody for the Chiefs. It's a little too scary. I know Rashee Rice starting to find his footing, but even so, still hard to pick somebody for a touchdown. And then Broncos-Chargers, picking somebody to score a touchdown on this one is pretty scary, but I'm going to go Keenan Allen. He's been pretty reliable. He's been the safety blanket all year. I believe he's 3rd in the NFL in receiving yards this year. Been a very pleasant surprise, a little bit of a resurgence from what he did last year. So the whole lay is Justin Jefferson, DK Metcalf, Christian McCaffrey, Stephon Diggs, and Keenan Allen for anytime touchdowns. That will be me.
I kind of got something similar cooked up. I got an anytime touchdown parlay. It's a 6-legger. You got Jamar Chase anytime touchdown. You got Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown against the Bears. That D-line is not good.
No. He's going to have a day.
Travis Kelce anytime touchdown.
Okay.
CeeDee Lamb and A.J. Brown anytime touchdown.
Both of them.
And Christian McCaffrey. He's a lock at this point.
You'd be a fool not to take Christian McCaffrey.
Especially against the average D-line like the Seahawks.
Yeah. No, definitely. He's also going to have a day. I didn't flirt with the Sunday night game. Kind of want to keep it out of it. But, Lamb and Brown, I like that. We're still relying on Kelce. I feel you. But, I like that one. I'm playing that for sure.
Antonio
Chris,
Perez,
yours.
Please do not bet on your own team because if you lose, it's double the pain. I
bet on Smitty and CMC to score last weekend. They both hit. It was just Adam Thielen didn't score, so the whole thing didn't hit. My first ever big win was betting on the Eagles. It was a free bet. I bet on Smitty and AJ Brown yards, and then I bet Hurts, Swift to score, and then Hurts passing yards, and it all hit.
That's baller. My first big win was minus 10.5 Sixers against the Nets in the playoffs. It was so free.
That big win. All right, Chris, what we got cooked up?
Yeah, it's a 7-leg parlay. No touchdowns though. No touchdowns.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. So I think I'm just gonna play Danny's touchdown. I'm gonna cook up some other crap later. But I'm doing the legend Justin Fields rushing pass yards over. He's got something to prove against that Lions poo-poo defense. Puka Nacua yards over because I know my team and I know for sure if Marlon Humphrey's not guarding Puka, then he'll get some yards. So Puka Nacua yards over. Bijan Robinson rush receiving yards over. Patrick Mahomes,
that's like your go-to.
I love Bijan Robinson, and at some point they're gonna stop letting me down. Patrick Mahomes pass yards over. Dak, funny enough, pass yards over. CJ Stroud, pass and rush yards under, playing the Jets, no Tank Dell. And then I got CMC rush receiving yards over.
Did you say Stroud rush or pass and receiving? Or pass and rushing?
Yeah, pass and rush under, yeah.
And then you said, what was the last one?
CMC, rushing and receiving yards over.
Yeah, it's free.
Free as hell. I like this bet.
No. I'm playing this. Hopefully you play yours this week, so you can get some money
as soon as possible. Because what the
yeah. But I like all these bets. I think I'm gonna play all these for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe. We're almost at 200 subs. Finally, almost there. And if you're listening to this on audio platforms, make sure you leave a download, leave a 5-star rating, head on over to YouTube and subscribe. You know, you might as well. Doesn't hurt. Anything to say before you get on out of here?
No. Keep on firing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Keep showing love. We really appreciate it. Big things coming soon. From AP New Freezer, Culture by Migos, DC Comics. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next week.